Always on time.
Hey, always on the dot.
What's
On the
happening?
dot. Yeah, and thanks for coming on, Tommy. Really appreciate it, mate. We're right looking forward to this one.
My pleasure, mate. My
Really
pleasure.
looking forward to it. And I've been following your story over the years and that, mate. And seems like you're from a working class estate like myself, off a council estate, that right?
Yeah, man.
Dyslexic like me. And I love it, mate. I love it. I love it.
Dyslexic, but never actually had the test to tell me that I am.
Yeah,
If
but
you
you
know
know,
what I mean.
it could be dyslexic. I'm gonna say, mate. I mean, I can read a page to someone, but I ain't got a clue what I fucking read.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Unless
So,
I'm interested. If I'm interested in it, I can sort of take a bit in. Do you know?
you know what? It interested me what you said the other day when you was talking to Dean. That's how I got on it.
Yeah.
I see the gaffer on here, and I was listening to what you said, and you said something about you can read stuff you're interested in, and for me, I remember years ago, even when I was in school, I had trouble with everything, reading and all that. And my old man come in school once and said, "You've got to give him something he's interested into, and he'll fly with it." And at the time, I was interested in motorbikes, so they give me a project on motorbikes, and I flew through it.
Yeah.
But apart from that, mate, if you give me a book to read, you've got no chance.
Was you like this as well, Tom? Like with me, if sometimes in school I wanted to do well, like I thought I got a slap off my old man at a shit school report. I think, right, I'm knuckling it down this year. I'll get in there. I'll try to learn. They'll be talking to me, but I ain't got. They'll sit and speak to the teacher, talk about something. I'll be listening, really trying to learn. And then when they finish speaking, they go, "What did I just say?" And I ain't got a fucking clue. I don't remember a word of it. And
Do you know what?
I'm trying to learn, but I couldn't physically take it in.
Funny enough, I failed everything in school. I didn't get one GCSE, but I done well in history. I passed history. I don't know if the teacher passed me because she liked me. But funny enough, I got right into like the World War II and all that.
Yeah.
And when I got into it, I done all right. I only got a C, but that was the only pass I got in school. Was that?
Well, do you know what? Do you know what it is? It's if you got to new studies have proven over the brain scans have shown over the last about 5 years now. If you're dyslexic or you're dyspraxic, one of the two, you have ADHD. Like that, you can't have one without another. So there's loads of people out there who's got dyslexia who don't understand they've got ADHD or dyspraxic, and there's a lot of people that's the other way around as well. So. And when it comes down to, there's different levels of ADHD, but it's more like ADD as we get older. But it means and what they say is the bollocks thing that they talk about is if people have got ADHD, they say they can't focus. And this is where I think what grabbed your attention, because we can't focus on anything we're not interested in. So anyone who's got kids out there listening in, or brothers, or if you've got ADHD or dyslexic, when they tell you can't focus, it's a load of bollocks. Don't let them tell you that. It just means you can't conform. You can't focus on what they tell you to focus on. Yeah, you have to have a passion for something. We have to enjoy something. So it don't mean you can't focus. It means that actually what it proves is we hyper-focus. So we can't focus on hardly anything we're not interested in. But when we find something we love, we hyper-focus. We become fucking obsessed.
Yeah, obsessed.
Like,
Yeah,
I can play like the guitar like Jimi Hendrix and Eric Clapton. Do you know what I mean? I play golf in single figures. I beat therapists around the world and fucking let's go at 14. So
it's always the way, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm obsessed, and that's why I'm so interested in you, Tom. Because when I've heard you speaking over time in your interviews and some of your videos I've watched, I couldn't wait that when you was coming on, I was buzzing because I like to, first of all, welcome you on, and quite excited talking about it. I want to get straight into it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So where to start with it is, first of all, happy VE Day, mate.
Do you know what? It was good actually. All the neighbours come out in the street and that. It's the first time I met some of them. It was lovely. Yeah.
I know all down the street, everyone's waving at each other. One minute it's like a zombie effect, everyone's shoulders up against
you. Yeah, exactly.
Now
everyone's out there nut on the Prosecco now, isn't it?
But I'm like, I'm on the water, son. But so Tom, let's go. How did you get into town? Let's go back to the reality, because I love to hear the story from the beginning, from coming out of school even. I mean, what year did you finish school? Did you do a lot? Did you tough it to the end of school?
Yeah, I've done a lot. I got moved to Essex late in my school year, just as I was about to finish. I had to move school and go to a school in Essex. I went to school in Archway, North London, and I got moved out to Romford when I was younger, and it was quite tough moving, trying to fit in, and then try and get on with school at the same time, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I loved it because I was an entrepreneur in school. Like when it comes to whatever it was, fags, like drinks, anything. I loved it. School was the
Yeah.
bollocks for me. I loved every minute of it. And then I left school and I've become an architect. I went to be an architect. I work in Canary Wharf because my brother's a quantity surveyor. My mum wanted me to try what he's doing because my brother's really academic. I tried that for a few months. I had to go to college and do it. As soon as I got to the algebra, I failed. So I couldn't even, I lasted about 5-6 months doing that. So I left that and then got into a bit of whatever. Then I started doing a bit of labouring up the West End for a friend. And then I enrolled myself into college and then become a carpenter. And then it just was nothing I've ever done has been enough for me.
Yeah.
So I'm talking like 19, 20. I'm on decent money from being a carpenter, but it was never enough. I was building houses for billionaires up the West End, and it used to make me ill watching them get out of Maybachs and Rolls Royces, and I'd be there in work boots. And it was just saying, kid me, I loved doing what I'd done. It was the best time of my life, really, work on a building site. I loved every minute of it, but I always wanted more. And my head overtime. So what I was doing is I left that and I was going to move to Spain and just go and try and crack something in Mallorca. Left there, didn't end up going because something happened. And then and I was contacted by the show. I said no a few times because I weren't from Essex. I just didn't feel like it was my thing. Anyway, I had an eye open, I was saying. I went to see someone that something had happened to, and they had said to me, listen, go and get yourself on there and go and try and crack it. And I done it. I took the punt and went and done it. And mate, I didn't earn a penny. Didn't earn a penny on there. The funniest thing is because anyone that looks at my story, they go, he's made it because he's on Towie.
Yeah.
If I've made it because I'm on fucking Towie, why ain't everyone else?
Made it, yeah, that's right.
Do you know what I mean? I had an hard run, mate. I went on there and I thought I was going to be the next, like, get what Joey Essex had achieved. I thought I was going to do that. But unfortunately, by the time I had got on there, I'd just missed the boat. It had started on ITVB. Followers weren't as heavy as they was before. I didn't get many PAs because I was on a relationship straight away.
Yeah.
Yes, boy, the young apprentice chippy running about like that, like a loon. Yeah, yes, Tony, what's happening? He knows the score. He knows the apple. All right, Tony. Yeah, so then, I done it. My timing was wrong getting on there, and my dad just said to me as soon as I got onto the show, he said to me, "You need to do something with this. Don't go on there and just go and try brag free stuff with people. Don't go on there and try and get club PAs. Go on there and try and do something." Be a creator. Yeah, Georgia, yeah, you
got the best girlfriend as well. Yeah.
And mate, funny enough, I started Mallet when I was on the show, and I was filming 7 days a week at the time. I was earning fuck all. I was filming 7 days a week, and I fucking hell, someone's having a proper party. They got a microphone a lot. And I just done a photo shoot one day, and wore a pair of trainers, and they was about 500 quid. And at the time, I didn't have the readies to get them. And it just made me feel like when I was a bit younger and I used to see kids from Essex down my caravan, flashiest gear. And from where we was from, we had lovely things, don't get me wrong. But we weren't like that sort of thing. We was like a different end to them. And it made me feel like that again. And I was like 21 at the time. And I was like, fuck this. So I went home one night and I drew a pair of shoes and I sent them to a geezer that I'd funny enough met the week before in 195. Don't know if it's still there now. Through a friend. And he told me that he worked doing fabrics in somewhere in Europe. I ain't going to say where it is.
Yeah,
people trying to hit me up, try and find out where my factories are. And I just reached out to him and said, do you reckon you can make these? And he made them and they come out really good. And I just took the punt with it. I ordered like 50 pairs of them. That's how it started. Started with 50, and it was the biggest thing I'd ever done. Like I looked at them 50 pairs, mate, and I looked at my partner because we had borrowed the readies to do it. We was in a warehouse in Leytonstone, had a fucking hole in the roof. There was water coming through, flooding the gaff every week, and we used to sit there like that waiting for an order. And it weren't easy. It didn't start easy. It took a year, 2 years. No matter how I made it look on social media to try and PR the company, it weren't going as well as what people thought they was. So we lost money left, right and centre. That's all we done at the start was lost money. But what it was is I went from being like a guy from the show on Instagram, where I used to get a little bit of stick, not too much. People sort of related to me. I hope they did. To all of a sudden becoming sort of someone that's took the punt, and people call me an inspiration. And I was 23 at the time, and I was like, fucking hell, this is decent. I like this. I'm actually doing something well here. Mate, as soon as I got my teeth into it, I just become an absolute animal with it, mate. Animal with it.
Can I ask you something? You know, like I'm big into visualizations. If you look at my work, you'll find out that I'm big into visualization. The reticular activated system, which is a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain that proves the science behind law of attraction, all that stuff. Yeah. So, how did the visionary come up? When did the vision kick in? Was it after you made the trainers? Then was it just like?
You know what?
Or did it build in stages?
I think I had started, and but do you know what? It was a weird one. I always knew. Always, no matter what I went through and what I see growing up, I always knew that I would have it off. There was nothing in my head telling me that I couldn't. No matter of not being able to read and all that, I just knew I was going to get it. What was it? I was in the gym once, and a guy come up to me, and I'd seen him around, but he had lost about 10 stone, this guy. He looked fit as a fiddle. He showed me a picture of him. He was a big guy. And he went to me, I got an energy off you, yeah, that I can't take my head off of. And every time I see you, it's mad. So he brought me in a book. It was The Secret. And he went, take this book, please. I'm not even finished reading it. But trust me, you can probably do more with it than I can. So take it. That was like, at the time, I was like, I've always been spiritual and all that. And I love this geezer. Like, I just thought, this is how I want to be out of this guy. You just come and help me like that. So I took the book. It took me a year to read it. I couldn't get past chapter 1 on it. I literally couldn't do it. I tried as hard as I could to read this book, mate, and it used to piss me off so much because I'd be like sitting there waiting for an order on the website trying to read it. And then one day I just clocked on and I downloaded it on audiobook and I listened to it loads and loads of times, back to front, mate. Anytime I felt shit, I listened to this book. And then it just clicked, mate. It clicked. I found someone to make a comparator. I flew to Holland with a suitcase, tried getting accounts over there to sell my stuff, didn't do any well. Found a shoe brand over there, and I was like, right, that's it. That's it now. So that's where they are. That's where I'm gonna be in the next year. And I've done it in 4 months.
Fucking hell.
And then in the next 4 months after that, I flew to Holland and met an agent over there who become a really close friend of mine. And in the next 4 months, I had over 10 stores over there. Now I've got about 20 over there.
It.
Yeah.
Right. 20,
and
yeah?
I've got about 20. I've got about, globally, I've probably got doors that sell my shoes over 250. I've got stores in South Africa, got stores in Dubai, got stores in Amsterdam, got stores in Germany.
Fucking love, Tom, I love it, mate. Do you know what? The weird thing is, over these last few weeks, I've been interviewing the successful people, the entrepreneurs I'm speaking to. They've all been shit at school. They all created the vision. They all work double hard. It's the patterns the same. And everyone, like Wayne Lineker, like you just said, you went home and you draw these trainers, yeah? It's different, but it's the same. Like Wayne Lineker said, he was walking down, he was the market game was coming to an end, the fruit and veg and that back in the early 80s. And he's thinking, when brothers cracked it as a footballer, I was thinking, what can I do on the back of the family name? And he said, I was walking down the street going to the cafe to get a bacon roll. And all of a sudden, this image popped in my head. Boom, Lineker's bar.
Yeah.
And he said, just like you, I couldn't get it out of me nut. He said, I just kept fucking thinking of it. And
yeah.
You got to hear his story. It's a good story.
Nice, mate. Listen, he's a beast as well, what he's done. Whatever anything anyone says about him, mate, take your hat off to him. He's flying.
Visionary, mate.
I live my I live my life by it because I used to do mood boards and things like that, and I was quite big on doing mood boards. I wanted to achieve, but then I realised something. I'd wait ages I'd be drawing these cars up, these houses up, whatever it was, and it was I felt like that was my goal to do that.
Yeah.
I wanted to be rich. I wanted to be successful. I had to have this. I had to have that. And then until I started getting them things, I was like, fuck this. It don't mean nothing to me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, you find the value above that, isn't it? Can you? Definitely, bro. Can you hear me, Tom? Signal's going. Guys, I've just turned the comments off for a minute because the internet's bad, it might. You could, yeah, your connection's all blurry, bro. It's a bit blurry and the sound's cracking on and off. I can sort of see you fuzzy, but you're there. I can see you. I can hear you. That's all right. As long as we can hear you, mate. Yeah, I can hear you, bro. I don't think it's making a difference if I put them on or off. I can see you. Yeah, I can see you, but it's blurry. So I can hear you now. That's better. Okay. Is that better, mate?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Everyone comes on this time of night, don't they? There's everyone's blowing out lives now. Do you know what I mean? Everywhere. That's what it is. It's in there. Just freezes up. But
yeah, so the visionary's the one, mate. You've got to, like, that's a big thing for me. It's just non-stop, just on to the next thing. I'm not satisfied with anything. So I had to stop with the cars.
I love that.
I had to stop with the cars. I don't wear watches. I aspired to have a big gold watch, sorry. And it's like, at the time, I was like, let's get this. And then towards the end of it, I was like, fuck this, mate. I don't even want to wear it.
Yeah. You know, it's quality, Tom. It's not also love. It's like Conor McGregor says, you know, I love what he says about, what did he say? It's coming back to me, my mind's gone blank out. Fuck, so what's it called? There's no such thing as talent. There's only obsession. I love that quote. The person more obsessed with what he does becomes the best at what he does.
Do you know what? And I got put off by them sort of sayings years ago, but I'm back on it. But I was like, I sort of started adding it up in my head, and I was like, hold on, if you're a shit
when you listen to you, you can hear that talking. You like, I've watched some of your interviews and stuff. You can hear the language in there. I don't think you mean to do it, but when you listen to it, if you've got that ear, you talk exactly like it. You know what I mean? And the other thing is, I loved it. You got to tell me about you. Fucking, he's worn your trainers. Yeah. He's got your shoes, hasn't he? McGregor's got them.
Who, McGregor?
He's got them, hasn't he? I see a picture, and I heard you said that I knew he was going to have them. I see you on some program saying I knew McGregor was going to my trainers.
I knew it.
I remember. Tell us about that. You know that blew me away. I love that one.
We've had quite a lot of big names wearing our stuff for a while, and them
Poochie ones are sick though.
Oh yeah, the Poochie ones. That was a big visionary thing, you know. Yeah. That was crazy. How I done that. I done that at the end of summer last year, and I was sitting there listening to the radio at my house, and a Biggie song come up, and I heard him say Coogee, and I just started sketching.
Now,
I just started sketching and drawing Coogee on this trainer, like a madman. I didn't know anyone in Coogee. I had no idea, mate. I just knew that it was an expensive brand, and I've always loved it, but it was too expensive. It was 700 quid jumpers.
Yeah,
and I done this shoe, and I put it on Instagram, and my pal messaged me and went, mate, I'm in New York with the geezer that owns Coogee.
Shut up.
Yeah, come over and meet us.
Fuck yeah. That's what you say. It comes to you, doesn't it? It comes to you.
Yeah, good friend of mine who was like, he's active, this geezer, and he's helped me a lot, and I've helped him a lot with certain things. He's probably helped me a bit more than I've helped him, he'll say, if he was watching this. And he said that, and the next thing, you know, I was in the Empire State Building, mate, on the fucking top floor of Coogee. I was at New York Fashion Week, and I turned the shoe around in about 2 months, and then I sold them out in 3 minutes.
Shut up, seriously?
3 minutes, mate, it's gone, yeah. I got one pair for myself.
They gone now then? Is that what they like?
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, limited edition, yeah, it was a one-off. But you know what? See when that happened, the mad thing is when I was selling out that collab, which I was on for ages and I was thinking about who I could collab with next. Instead of just absorbing what I was doing and what I'd achieved with that, I was
another picture.
Yeah, I was thinking, fuck this, where we go next with this then? We've done this, let's go. Who we collabing with next? So I'm working. We dropped a special with Harrods today.
Did you?
Which is a good, yeah. It's a Mallet Harrods trainer. So yeah, man, my head's a million miles per hour all the time.
That's it, man. That's because you're obsessed with it. That's what you say. And that's what that ADHD thing kicks in, and we hyper focus. We're like, it becomes like you just can't stop thinking about it. It's like obsession. When you find that passion.
Yeah, and you know what? Not a lot of people get it. because it makes you look. Why the fuck people keep writing laughing faces in this fucking thing? Hold on a
Fuck
minute.
knows, who knows?
They're saying I got no sound.
Ah, then if they.
Oh, no, it's all right now. Sweet.
Turn.
You booze free, Tommy. Yeah, I don't drink. I don't drink. I'm on the water, mate.
Fuck my turn.
Yeah, I can see you, mate. I can see you.
You sweet, yeah?
Yeah, I can see you. Someone just said, do I drink? I said, no, I don't. I'm teetotal.
You don't drink at all, Tom, no?
Once in a blue moon. Once,
you've worked out, haven't you? You've cracked on with that as well, haven't you?
Yeah, mate, you know what? I got bad sciatica about 4 years ago. And it's when it attacks your nerves. And I lost the movement in my...
Killer, mate.
I lost the movement in my right legs. All my muscles was fucked in my legs. And, yeah, I vape. What's wrong with that, man? Don't start. No more scientists on this live, for fuck's sake. No, do you know what?
Just ping them up and put some questions at the end, guys. I'll turn them off as distracted.
It weren't for no health reasons that I stopped drinking. I was just like, I used to wake up in the morning if I'd had a drink, and I'd get para. I'd think, fuck this. Someone's out there working harder than me, man. I can lose this from this. Do you know what I mean? I'd wake up with an hangover. I'd feel sorry for myself. I'd order a pizza. Yeah. I'd wake up at 12 in the afternoon, 1 in the afternoon, and I'd be like, I ain't achieved nothing today. That night ain't done nothing for me.
Yeah.
Someone's at it. Someone hungry like how I was when I've done this, is up now and they're doing what I've done and they're coming for me. And I ain't having that, mate. I ain't allowing it. So
that's
I'm focused.
A good way of looking at it, mate. That's
so I'm gonna have a drink, go on holiday. Yeah, you gotta be, innit? You've got to try and stay like you got to stay consistent.
You've been through mental health problems yourself. You remember it was a while back. Do
you know what? So like,
you went through an anxiety time.
But do you know what it is? Yeah. So basically, honestly, I ain't cleared this up properly. Basically, anything I do, yeah, and if you've seen it in the media, a lot of it is been twisted. So a lot of it was like I got bullied when I was younger for having trainers who weren't nice. That's a load of bollocks. I didn't get bullied, never. And like the thing about me having like the mental health thing basically was I was overworked. I was traveling the world, and I was like, it's lonely, man. You think you're isolated now? You travel around the world by yourself, and you go meetings around the world, and you stay in that hotel room by yourself, or you go to China, fly to China by yourself, and then you see what fucking isolated is. And it was overwhelming, man. It was overwhelming. I was traveling the world. I was doing well for myself. I was earning decent dough, and it was like when I was doing it, it was like there was no feeling to it. It was I'm earning dough. I ain't gonna be flashy. I ain't gonna go and start wearing a load of watches. I ain't gonna go out and start like up the West End boozing. What am I doing? I was just literally working, going home, working, going home. I had no fitness because I had sciatica. I lost all my muscles in one of my legs, so I could hardly walk at the time. And I was still soldiering on through it. And then a few things happened. I had a car that I wanted it for years. I bought a Porsche. I went in the barber's, come out, someone hit in the side of it and split it in half. And it was just all at once. So all of this stuff happened at once. And the more I got negative of it happening, the more it was coming to me, as you know. And it was like one day, something happened I'm actually in contract about, I can't talk about. But something happened to me and it could have sent me under. And I dealt with it. And I was exhausted. And I woke up one morning, I just felt shit. And I was like, my head was hurting. And I was like, I think I'm having a stroke. So I rang my old man. I said, Dad, you've got to take me to the hospital. I'm in bits here, badly. I went there, they said it's stress. And then from there, mate, it was like getting up in the morning sometimes for a week was hard, man. Hard. It was like everything becomes it's a blur, man. Everything's a blur. Anything can set you off. You can't even talk about it at times because it chokes you up inside because it's bad what happens. It ain't a nice feeling.
No.
And like, they told me it was stress. I look at it more, it was like a little mini breakdown, and it was me saying I need to work because I need to stop working and take some chill time. Because, mate, I was going to bed at 12 from work, finishing work at 12, back up at 5, I was having 5 minutes to myself straight on it. I was smashing out. I was doing 18-hour days for fun.
Have you changed it now, Tom? Have you got people doing it for you now? Have you sort of
yeah. Because I built a business. The business went so big up like over a small amount of time. I'm not going to say the figures on it.
No,
but it went big, and I had 3 people working for me. 3 people, mate. Me, my partner, and a few other people, and it was like, fuck, you know. Sometimes I could do a 24-hour work day, no problem. I used to fly to places and I'd not sleep 24 hours. I'd go straight through 36 hours and I'd be in meetings. And then them times just showed me, man, it was like, well, I've got everything I need. Nothing I need. I've got a wicked family, a lovely girlfriend. I've got a lovely dog. I've got like I've got a lovely motor outside. Like, I'm not driving because I don't even want no one to see me in it. I've got a fucking brand new Mercedes GT out there. I've not even done 1 mile in. And I'm like, I got my head around it sort of, and I was like, why the fuck am I doing this for? I'm not enjoying it. So I started employing people. I started getting people with the same love as me, and I started doing it by helping people at the same time though. So seeing things in people and not looking for staff with qualifications. I'm more looking for people with passion and drive. And even a few of them lacked it at the time. And I was like, look, what sort of journey do you want to go on here? What do you want to do? Because I'm telling you, if you stick with me now, you're gonna fucking learn. Because I'm on a mission here, and I built a team up, and I just kept on building. And then towards the end, I ended up getting like hire people in when I could afford it. I employed my dad, that sort of takes care of the warehouse, so I can trust. And towards the end, mate, I just thought to myself, you know what, fuck it, I've got to start enjoying this, you know.
Yeah,
I've got to enjoy it, innit? I've got to stop worrying about it non-stop. Every single day, all you do is wake up. When you come from nothing,
that's probably the natural progression. I think, like, sometimes you get somewhere, you get content with what you got. You're flying around the world. You're just at that level. You can't really see a future at the moment. You're just doing too many hours, and all of a sudden it hits you. And I think it's natural progression. Sometimes it has to go to listen. You ain't listening, boss. You ain't supposed to be out working. You was never a worker. You were a visionary, Tom. You know that ain't your position. Someone else needs to be fucking wearing themselves out in that area. You need to be fucking creating, and that's what you do, isn't it? You know?
And it's still hard to let go of, though. Like, still to this day, it's hard to let go. But I'm getting there.
Do you know what? I've done a lot of study on entrepreneurs, and there's two types of entrepreneurs. One that works for the company, yeah. So that means an entrepreneur, they won't let nothing go. They won't create systems because they love it too much, and they can't let go. So what happens is they don't see their kids, they don't see their wife, they don't have fun. They don't have holiday. They're always at work, and if they're not at the workplace, the business can go under. Yeah. Then you get the entrepreneur who has the company work for them. It's the sort of 2 mindsets of sin. Then the entrepreneur has the company work for them. He can go to the gym in the morning. He can fuck off on holiday. He can open another side, build the company up into another angle because he's got this set up running itself now. So I like that sort of.
Yeah, do you know what? But the thing is, I've been both. I've been both of them. Because I started off as the first one. I started off as the first one, and then the second one was employ someone, get systems in place, blah, blah, blah. And when I started doing that, then I started being able to work from my phone, and I didn't have to be in the office all the time.
Yeah.
And it started working.
That's what I was talking about, a natural progression. You've gone from working for the company to having the company work for you. It seems like you're naturally just building, because you need that headspace to create your next level, because you're obviously a creator. As you said, your mind goes 100 miles an hour. You ain't going to stop.
You've got
creating. Do you know what I
mean? Never, mate. I'm doing it now. I'm talking to you. Like, my phone now, I'm talking to you. I'm getting WhatsApp messages pinging from work. Pinging in, because I put an outlet on today. I've done a 12-hour sale today online, and it's gone fucking mental.
Fucking crazy. That's
brilliant. I've got to deal with that.
Yeah. Do you know, like, I'm like, when you look back sometimes to see where you come from, for going through Romford and all them sort of rough times, and looking back now, you know, when you couldn't afford that pair of trainers, and now you're fucking giving people their dream. Do you ever sometimes sit back still and think, fuck me, like, this is, how have I got it? You know, is it ever?
No, because I'm just getting started, man.
Love it.
Yeah, look, I feel like I've dominated England, the market in England for my section. So, like, I'm bestseller in most stores that I'm in, and I'm in some good stores.
Do you learn a lot from Europe as well? Because I used to work for the Germans about 5 years, and they're so everything out in
I
Europe so
learn a lot from
systemised.
Amsterdam. I learn a lot from Amsterdam.
Yeah, they're very similar. They're very
Holland
similar
was the
in the
spot
way
for
they
me.
work.
But I can't be taught. I can't be taught. I can take note on what someone's doing, but I struggle to be taught, because I look at it like, if he's gonna teach me how to do it, yeah, why ain't he already fucking done it by now?
That's right. Yeah,
I need my way of doing it.
yeah.
And that's
I mean,
why.
do you watch and like see what they're doing right and take the best bit sort of thing? You watch what others are doing, other companies, and
Yeah, I suppose so. But then now I feel like in England, I'm sort of in my own lane. I dictate what I'm doing
yeah, that's
myself.
it.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I decide what we're doing, and I try not to. Where I'm at top in a lot of stores, there's no one really me to look round at, really, unless I go to
There ain't none.
Selfridges and the Harrods and look at Gucci. But
Yeah,
then we're in a different league to each
if
other. They're a 600 to 800 quid, and I'm below 200.
yeah,
But there
yeah.
ain't many people at my price point that
That's quite.
maintaining that place with what I do.
Has Mallet got any ideas for any other products except for trainers? Are you sticking to what you sticking to the
So we do
trainers?
clothing as well. We do clothing.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah.
Clothing's quite new. We've been doing clothing for about 7 months. But I'm doing something new. I've realised I'm about to drop something, and I realised
Yeah,
2 days ago, and it's nearly done. So I've got
yeah.
something coming, which is proper.
Bang on, yeah.
Yeah, proper. And then next thing, fuck knows, I might even make a car. I don't know. See how I feel.
Crack your own fucking jet. So listen, everyone listen at home, yeah. I hope you're getting the gist of what we're going through about visualizations, yeah. So let me just give you a little idea of how this works. If you look at creative people and successful people, you'll find that everything gets made twice, yeah. Anything that you do is get made twice. It gets first made as a thought inside the mind, then it gets created outside here in reality. So if you're sitting in your garden like Tom, if you're sitting in your front room or your kitchen, look around the room now, and I'll play a little game with you, right? See if you can find anything that never come from nature and the earth in its original form, yes? Except for what comes from nature and the earth in its original form. See if you can find me anything, any object, anything you're sitting on, you're wearing, anything you're looking at, that never started as a thought first in a human's brain. See if you can find me one thing now, except what comes from nature and the earth in its original form. So, like, there ain't a fucking wallpaper tree. There's not a guitar
Don't
tree.
listen to his game, because there's not a thing that ain't.
There ain't. That's it. There's not a thing that ain't. Except for like, you know, inside and outside of every building in England, New York, there's nothing. Yeah, everything started as a thought. So anyone at home listening, the idea is what I want you to get from this is that everything gets made twice. You have to first see it inside your mind on a consistent basis. Yeah, like we talked about obsession earlier. You have to obsess with that end goal. Don't worry about how you're going to get there too much. Like Tommy said at the beginning, he said, I knew I was going to have it. I knew I was going to crack it. He didn't know what the fuck he wanted to crack it, but he knew he was. So it was just a matter of his mind working out where it was going to go. And anyone else that wants to get into this a little bit more, there's a part of the brain called the reticular activating system. It's a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain that work as a filtering system, which works in alignment with the law of attraction. It's only discovered 6 years ago, and it proves to me what all you guys are doing, talking about anxiety, talking about mental health and focusing on the problem. You're creating fucking more of it. Get on your chat rooms. Oh, I've got anxiety, I've got anxiety.
Yeah.
You're setting your filter to find you proof and evidence you have anxiety. So you have to sort of see yourself being well, see yourself being happy, see yourself being successful. So get online, look at the reticular activating system. So say it's a group of neurons at the bottom of the brain, works a filtering system. Do you know, like if you bought a car, everywhere you go, you see that black car. If your girlfriend's pregnant, all of a sudden you see pregnant women and fucking babies everywhere. Your mum will go, there's something in the water. I see Mary earlier. Her kids aren't sisters, they're twins or something, yeah? So it's that sort of thing. That's your RES system. But it works what you focus on. So if you're focusing on what you want, it's working. And if you're focusing on what you don't want, like your problems all the time, it's starting to, it will fucking generate more of them for you. So it's more about focusing on what you want, not what you don't want. Not coming away from your problems, going towards your goals. So get fucking visualizing, you know what I mean?
The problem is as well, yeah, is I'll try and say this to a lot of people, like younger kids, and they'll go, like, well, I can't do that. I can't get positive. I ain't got that, mate. Everyone's got it. You just don't know yet. You don't know yet. Like,
you got to change the record. You got
you have to
change the
change
song.
it. Like, fucking hell, man. You know, have you ever noticed, like, when you meet older people, are always like, they're always moaning. They're always like, there's certain older people that are always moaning. Yeah, they're always the ones that look a bit slumped, old, and all that. You know, when you meet like a happy older fella. Like, he just don't really care. He don't take himself too serious. Always happy, and they look brand new.
They
It's
do.
one of them ones you do. You gotta try and remain positive all the time.
There's an old, I'll do like one-to-one practice. I practice in Ashwell Sports and Country Club, so I do a lot of one-to-ones there. My little practice up in a swimming pool. There's a gym underneath it. There's this old boy Wally in there, speaking like he just reminded me of him. He's an absolute belt. He's about 80-odd years old, right? He walked in the changing room. We start by the mate. I go, fucking put it away, Wally. What are you doing? He goes, what's the fucking matter with you? He's about 86 years old, right? He sits there, all his nuts hanging out. He goes, oh, what's the matter with you? Put it fucking away, Wally. He goes, anyway, I got talking to him one day, right? I went, well, what makes you so fucking happy? What's the trick, mate? You're 8 odd years old. You're in the gym every day. Like, he's got a hunchback and that, does squats with a broomstick and all that. I went, what's the trick with you, mate? This sounds happy. And this is gospel what he said to me. He went, do you know what it is, Rob? I won't take their fucking medicine. That was his exact words. What are you talking about? Well, we went, well, they want to give you a tablet for your heart, your blood pressure, but it don't go just to your heart or your liver. It goes all round your body. He went, I won't fucking listen to him, Rob. He went, I come in here every day, have a bit of me banana in the morning. He went, and it makes me laugh. He goes, I went down the disco. It was like working man's club. I'm seeing the birds around me now. You know, I get more birds than I'm 20. He goes, like, he's always practicing.
He's a believer, isn't it?
You know what I mean?
He's
and
a
it's
believer.
True. It's what you say,
right.
like, it's the banter. Do you know what I mean? It's
Definitely, 100%.
That good vibration.
100%, mate.
So what's the plan? So how you getting on in the moment? So anyways, you suppose you're just still busy, mate. So there's no change for you, really, is it? It's still go.
A lot of all my stores are shut, but online's doing really well. Give me a bit of time to reflect on a few things as well. Mate, I've loved it, you know. I've loved it. I've been good as gold.
Quality.
Been good as gold. I've been calorie counting, cooking for myself, doing a bit of cleaning up. I've got a bit of gym equipment, so I'm doing a bit of training in the morning. And then just riding it out, mate. I ain't been out for 6 weeks, so 7 weeks now. Just been plotted up. I ain't interested. I'm just plotted. It's nice. It's nice to go. It's nice. Do you know what? That's the first time ever I bought a lawnmower and a shed. I've started cutting my grass. Bought a strimmer. Bought a jet wash. I was doing all them little things I would never normally do.
They're just normal living things.
Normal chores. Like, I'm chatting to my next door neighbour while I'm doing it. It's lovely, mate. It's like I'm really enjoying it. Don't listen. It's all the madness will come back soon, and I'll be straight back at it. But at the minute, I'm just taking this time just to sort of regroup in my head and realise, look, we can't do nothing. There's nothing we can do. For one, it's fuck all you can do right now, yeah? No matter what anyone tells you, you can't fix this situation, yeah? All you can do is I've got to listen, and I ain't the sort of one that gets told what to do with everything, but you've got to listen to what the government says, yeah? And stay indoors, yeah? Whether you are or not, I ain't judging you. And hopefully get the numbers down and try and save a few older people, and that's it. And I'm all right, mate. I'm plotted up. Lovely.
So you got any advice, Tom, for anyone in the future? Got any advice how people can move forward? What's your advice for them? So I'm at home. Got any advice at the minute?
You know what? My one is at the minute. I'm seeing a lot of people on social media putting pictures up of like inspirational books, like millionaire books, Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Yeah,
and like, and they're up early, showing everyone they're reading it. Stop fucking showing everyone you're reading your book, yeah? Get off your ass and go and think of something.
Practice.
Go and put it into practice. Go and write your own story.
Do you know
do you know what? It's like a trend. It's like a trend. It's like, hold on. If I put this on Instagram now, everyone's going to have a look at this and go, he's at it, that geezer. Well, mate, you ain't doing nothing.
It's like every reality star actor or actress at the minute become a fitness fucking instructor, won't they?
Mate, like, this is why it's a good time for me, yeah? You know what? I'll tell you that. It's a good time for me because I ain't chasing my tail. I don't give a fuck, mate, if I stay relevant or not. And then my followers go up. I couldn't give two fucks, mate. I don't care how many likes I get on my picture. I don't care how I look. I couldn't give a fuck. And now, when you hit that time in your life, that's when you become dangerous. Yeah, and that's when you can start proper having it.
Yeah,
because you get away from what other people are doing and caring what people are thinking of you. Like, I don't need
zoom in. That's proper tunnel vision, then, isn't it? You're proper zoomed in.
I've been training since I've been boxing from when I was 7 until about 15, and then I've been training in the gym since I was 16, and I'm 27 now. It ain't nothing new to me. Well, I've got to put on Instagram like me doing squats and shit like that in my garden. Fucking having a laugh. Who wants to see me, my Derby? I'm like love handles trying to pick a weight up. Just save it. So this time now, it's like you got no excuse really. If you're not working and you're furloughed, and
what you said about that book thing is true. A lot of people can understand things, but it don't mean you've learned it. If you can't apply it to your life, like you're saying, get up and take action, you've not learned it. So people can understand the law of attraction, they can understand stuff, yeah, but if you can't apply it to your life and you ain't getting success, then you've not fucking learned it. And I think that's the key
it's
is as well,
driving
is to
me
take
mad.
action.
It's actually driving me mad, man, because do you know what? My pet hate, yeah, is, and it's not a good thing, because I like to hear people with what they're doing with themselves. I like hearing that. I like people with ambition. I like people with big dreams, yeah? But do you know how many people have come to me with dreams and ambitions, yeah? And how many people have only stuck to it for weeks? How many people have the next biggest thing, yeah? And they're gonna take the world over.
90%,
I reckon it's
probably.
99.9%, yeah?
Mm.
And understandable, if it's something out of your hands that stops you from achieving it, if a family member gets ill, or if you start suffering with some kind of mental health and you need to focus on yourself,
yeah.
or this virus or whatever, then fine. But I don't like people that do not stop talking about it. They're going to do this, they're going to do that, they're going to do this, they're going to read these books, they're going to get these books, mate, and they're going to put them on Instagram and show everyone they're reading this book, yeah? You're reading someone else's story. Go and write your fucking own book.
Fucking own book, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's true, isn't it? It's so true.
It's me insane, mate.
People don't understand that the change comes from within, doesn't it? It's within here. Like I'll tell a little metaphor to people all the time. I say, like we also, they're looking for this book to change their life. They're looking for someone to tell them they're great so they can feel confident. Someone tell them they love them so they can feel whole. It's that sort of shit. But I always say, you know, change happens in here. You've got to go inside yourself and fucking create it. Because I'll say it like this, right? If you was indoors, like me and you were neighbours, yeah, and there's a power cut, right? And I think, fuck this. You know, I'm going to my mum's. I can't sit here in the dark. And I go to grab my car keys. They fall on the floor. Get on my hands and knees. They go under the sofa. I can't find them for love nor money, right? I see my blinds open. I think, fuck it, I'm going to go and stand under the street light. I can't sit in this darkness. Can't find my keys. I go out in the street, get on my hands and knees and start rummaging about on the floor, right? Now, you pull up, Tom, and you go, they go, Rob, what are you doing down there, mate? I'm looking for my keys, Tom, right? I'll give you an hand, Rob. You jump on your hands and knees for about 10 minutes looking about, and you go, Rob, where did you drop them, mate? And I go, oh, in there, Tom. Indoors. You go, you cunt. Okay, you fucking winding me up? You off your fucking head?
It's true, isn't it?
It's the same thing. They're looking outside for the keys when you know they're fucking inside. Turn the fucking light on and start looking. Do you know what I mean?
So you gotta stop. You gotta start using this time right now to. Not everyone has a niche. I get that. I didn't have one for years. I didn't know what I wanted to do. But start believing in yourself and start looking for little coups. You ain't gonna go out there and just go and get it overnight. But like, this is a time here. Start researching things. Instead of putting on Instagram that you're reading this book about getting rich, you ain't gonna fucking get rich if you ain't got a product to sell and you don't know what to do behind it. It ain't gonna happen. You can read as many books as you want, yeah, about trading and doing this and that. If you ain't got a plan in your head to go and get that, and you ain't got the drive to go and push it as hard as you can, I guarantee you'll last a week. It's a week, no longer than a week, because you're doing it because you're believing in your head that apparently it's gonna come to you because you've read this book. You need to go and get it. It's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's mental. People ask me. This is what people ask me all the time. Yeah, I get messages all the time, and no disrespect to anyone watching this. If you have asked me, it's nothing personal, but coming from myself, I tell you the story behind it. I get message after message daily from people to the point where I've had to stop reading them. I'm starting a business off. What's your advice? It's one bit of advice. Go and do it.
Go and start. Yeah.
Go and start. It's like, well, I'm about to start a clothing brand off. I've got a name for it. I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. Don't know how I'm going to do it. But when it's done, will you promote it? What the fuck are you worried about me promoting it when you ain't even got off your ass to go and find out how you're going to do it? Do you know what I mean?
And you know, people can't be you. That's your vision. You can't jump in someone's head and nick their vision. It's like all these Richard Branson books. Yeah, I read Branson's book, like you're saying, it means fuck all, because when you look at Richard Branson, it's a beautiful success story. I love it. I love the visionary. Don't get me wrong. I love the process. But listen, you can't fucking copy what he actually did with the content, because fucking they were using typewriters back then. Now we've got computers and phones. You know, like technology changes, needs change, must change, transport changes. It's like we can't predict what the next fucking 5 years are are going to be like? What products are going to be out there? We never had a fucking iPad as a kid. You know what I mean? I never like the idea of having a phone, a watch where you could see your face was on Star Trek, bro.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It wasn't like,
yeah, yeah.
that was not a real thing. It weren't working.
3210. The Nokia 3210, and he used to be able to change the colour of the front of it.
Yeah. And nowadays, like, it's fucking crazy. So we can't predict. So, you know, what's in line for the rest of the world in the future? We're never going to know. So school can't really prepare you for it. Do you know what I mean?
No.
You know, it's just the way it is. But yeah, Tom, I'd like to thank you for your time. And I've gone a bit over.
My pleasure, brother. I'll take your time.
That was class, Tom.
Did you get any questions?
Oh, yeah, I've shut them down. I've turned them off earlier. We've got switch off from my time. Oh, you silly, only silly ones. You still with Georgia, yeah. Oh, you got nearly all of your shoes. Let's put the thing on quick. Let's stick some questions on. Any questions, guys? I've just stuck the comments on. Any questions for Tommy? Anything about visualizations moving forward? Anything there? See what comes up, Tom. Big up, man.
No, everyone's on the DJ ones now, bro. I'm watching the DJ parties. Some of them are having it, mate. Some are having it, man.
Stay safe, man. Yeah, the fucking thing is on, ain't it? What's the
most famous person you sold your trainers on?
Secret. About?
Most famous person you sold trainers to? Mayweather bought a pair of Selfridges the other week when he was in there.
Shut up! You're joking?
Yeah. The guy that works there messaged me and said Mayweather's in here and he's buying the trainers.
Fucking blinder, Tom. That's just.
Do you believe in law of attraction? Yeah, definitely. How can I start my own bike company? Owen, no idea, brother. Because if I knew, I'd have started my own one as well.
Where's your favourite holidays then?
What's the flavour of your vape? I thought about a store in Mykonos. Yeah, Mykonos is on the cards, 100%. But not with the market at the minute. Obviously, taking a retail unit on at the minute would be a bit crazy. So I know it sounds really bad, but you need to wait for this virus to go over, wait for the recession to hit, and then that's when you start nicking leases and things like that. Greeks, what's happening, brother?
So, what do you think about who do you have out of AJ and Fury? Fury, would you reckon?
I'm not gonna lie, Char.
No.
It's Fury all day long, mate.
That's what I mean. That's what I thought. Yeah.
Fury all day long.
He's too upright, I think. The other fella.
But listen, Joshua, I'll tell you something. Listen, Joshua's a different beast. I'll tell you why. Because he's such a marketable person.
Yeah.
The way he's done everything, whether you like him or not. Like, I'm not sitting there saying that I'm a huge AJ fan. I think he's done phenomenal, mate. He carries himself well. In the interview you watch him in, he knows how to talk to people.
He's a gentleman as well. He seems a very polite gentleman. Yeah.
He seems like a gentleman. I ain't met him, but he seems alright. But like Fury, mate, look at Fury, man. Look what Fury's overcome.
Yeah.
And for him to just overcome what he's overcome to get back in the ring, he's fucking untouchable, isn't it?
And he's done it for power beyond the belts now. He's done it to
You've
show
never seen anything like it, yeah. He's proper.
Yes. I've got him on tomorrow. Do you know that? Do you watch boxing? You've seen that new Dennis McCann coming up? Dennis McCann.
No.
He's Mustard. He's a new little boxer coming up. He's on here tomorrow. He's Al Smith's got him, a trainer. Al Smith. He's won all the ABAs and all the schools. He's just gone pro young. He's a little Irish kid. He's fucking unbelievable.
He's on here tomorrow.
He's on here. He's like a new Prince Nazim. Jump on thingy. Dennis the Menace. Yeah.
I'm obsessed with that Brian Garcia, mate. You seen him?
Fucking hell, that yeah, unbelievable hand speed, mate.
If I was gonna try and jump on a sponsor for a boxer over in America, it'd be him. I know that.
He's unbelievable, isn't he?
Where do you see this? Hold on. Where's this? I would stand. Where would you see yourself in 5 years? 5 years. Just wherever it takes me, man. I can't predict the next 2 years. I can't predict the next week. I don't know what's going on next week. Someone just said, will you do your own documentary? Do you know what? The documentary thing, I've had a lot of chats about it, but every time I'll go to have the chat about doing it and I'll get right into it. And then it's like, it don't end up happening. I think, fuck for that. Because I'm moving on so fast. It was like, I ain't even doing nothing when I was going to do it. So we'll see. Is there still money made from ecom? Ecom is probably the biggest earner. Ecom's websites. If anyone don't know. e-com's probably the biggest platform, yeah, of course, because you get full margins on your product, and as long as you use the right marketing techniques and you give a good service and you have a good product, then of course. But stores give you the brand name. You got to be next to the store, the big brands first to get your name out there. Been taking notes on that. Been taking more notes on than we done in uni.
Oh, I just said 20 years. Yeah, this box is good, mate. Who's your favourite boxer, Tom?
I'm friends with a lot of them, but Dillian White for me, man. I love him. He's a good friend of mine, and he's entertaining, and he's a lunatic. Dillian White for me. But look, there's a lot of talent out there, isn't there?
Definitely,
but I know a lot of them, so I'm not going to say it because they all start getting on me in case anyone's watching. Are you do you live in a rainforest? Yeah, this is the back of my garden.
In spite of its very early days, I myself would love a documentary. No, I think you'd make a great documentary and all, bro.
What would you do if you didn't make Mallet?
Make something else.
I would have probably done something. I probably wouldn't have been fashion. If I didn't do shoes, it wouldn't have been fashion. I would have probably, personally, if I didn't do Mallet and I was on the show, I would have saved up and probably tried as hard as I could to go into property. I'd have put money into property.
Man, your trainers are sick. Yeah, but well, Tom, thank you very much, mate.
Mate, thanks for having me, man.
What I was going to say to you is, I'll send you a message after I got sent it.
Definitely. Listen, thanks for everyone for tuning in, yeah? And Rob, thanks for having me, bro.
No, you're joking, mate. You're unbelievable, mate. It's really good. Your story, I knew your story was going to be sick, brother. It's such
mate, do you know what? Do you know what it is? I ain't even, it's hard on this thing because the signal and then all the comments and all that.
Up, I know.
So one day we'll sit down and we'll have a proper catch up, man, and we'll go through it probably.
I'd love to do that, bro. I'd love to.
Have a good evening, mate, yeah?
Tom, you're so kind, mate. Thanks very much.
God bless you. Yeah, thank you very much. Bye, mate. Bye.
Take it easy, bro. Right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Absolute gentleman, isn't he? Eh? What a proper lovely fellow and good visionary. You know, he's still young, and it proves it don't matter what age you are, you can start creating to be successful. So, you know, keep visualizing. You know, don't just look at the law of attraction. You can't just look at a fucking vision board and expect it to come to you. You've got to get up off your ass and put the effort in. You've got to visualize. You've got to create the emotion behind the vision. Log in and have a little nut at, let's see if I can call it the reticular activating system, yeah? The reticular activating system. Thanks, guys. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so we're looking forward to tomorrow night. It's good. Put Dennis McCann on. Got a couple of good ones next week coming up. Anyone into boxing? Joe Kawasaki sort of said he's going to come on, but I'm just waiting to hear back from him to get that confirmed. So if he does, I'll put it out there. I say, got Dennis the Menace McCann. Anyone into boxing, jump on it. He's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. This kid, he's going to be the next big thing, I promise you. Another little visionary for his age. You know, he's only a young kid, just come out of jumped into the pro game pretty early. You know. But yeah, thank you all very much for logging on. Hi, Sav, Mick, Paige, Rob, Maria, what's happening? But thank you all very much, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Dennis the Menace McCann, come and have a little nut. Speak to you soon, guys.